Hi everyone, I'm back from E3 2014, and I am exhausted. I have a question. Why is it hotter and muggier in New York at night than it is in Los Angeles in the morning? I'm freaking roasting right here. But anyway, now you want to hear about? E3 was cool. A lot of actual game announcements that you can look up pretty much anywhere else, but this is loot drop, so we're going to talk about loot. Or some would say swag. Got a big old sack of loot here and some other cool stuff. So we're going to go through it right now. First, most obvious, Phantom Dust t-shirt. I honestly don't know a whole lot about Phantom Dust, but it's a nice t-shirt that makes me think of the Magic the Gathering mana symbols. Got this neat top hat from Snail Games Black Gold. It is a steampunk MMO, and you can tell that it's steampunk because they literally glued on stuff like chains and gears and stuff. Now, another bag. Not really a big fan of bags, but who's your teddy? I'm very excited about Persona 5, and Persona 4, Dancing All Night, and Persona Q, something something of the Labyrinth. I'm all about Persona, so it's a nice bag. They didn't actually have Persona 5 at Atlus's booth, but Persona Q and Persona 4, Dancing All Night, they look good. I think it'll hold us over until we find out anything more about You're a Slave, Want Emancipation, which, very striking, bit weird. That's all we know about Persona 5. But moving on. This sadly did not make its way through the trip because it was a balloon. But Sunset Overdrive's Fizzy! They were giving these out in the lobby, and there was a giant one floating in the ceiling of the atrium of the South Hall. And it was really freaky because, well, it's this thing, but giant and inflated and looking down at you. And the only reasonable reaction is, this is how I die. However, Sunset Overdrive looks pretty cool. Now, these stupid glowy things, not really swag. They were actually the wristbands to get into the Ubisoft and Xbox press conferences. During the conferences, they synced up to the trailers they were showing, so they would flash in different colors in time with what they were showing during the press conference, but now that they're not connected to anything, Shazam! They just flash up white and green and blue and white. Neat. Pretty stupid, but kind of neat. And more dumb stuff from this big bag, also from Black Gold. Farming Simulator hat, and I still am not sure if it is completely ironic. Because, okay, Goat Simulator, which a lot of people are having fun with, then Train Simulator, which is something people take very seriously, and there's like $3,000 worth of DLC for it. So, farming and truck driving. I don't get the simulator buzz. This is a neat little JRPG fan from Kemco, and it's nice because my apartment is roasting. Hyperkin is finally putting out the Retron 5, a retro game system that lets you play NES, Super Nintendo, Genesis, Famicom, and I think Game Boy and Game Boy Advance cartridges in one thing with an output to HDMI, which is pretty new and looks neat. It's been postponed for some time, but they were giving away 8-bit flip-flops! Yeah. T-shirts. Starting, Arkham Knight. Okay, not many people liked Arkham Origins. I was pretty ambivalent on it, but Rocksteady is behind Arkham Knight, and Kevin Conroy is voicing Batman again, so it seems that the stars are aligned for another great Batman game once again. Let's see. This one is Broforce. Really fun game. You can start playing it on Early Access, and even though it's on Early Access, it's pretty well, not finished, but there's enough that you can have fun with your friends on it. It's goofy, action-y, violent, Contra, 8-bit, retro, buzzword. It's fun. It's fun. Everything's 8-bit and retro these days, but Broforce is cool. Little Big Planet 3. I tried it out. It looks cool. I honestly don't really know if it looks better than Little Big Planet 2 on the PlayStation 3. You know, it's the PlayStation 4, and there probably has neater textures and effects and, you know, water stuff and gradients and chromatic aberration, but it's Little Big Planet, so it's going to be cool. Surprisingly, Stephen Fry nowhere to be heard when they announced it. And this is the Video Games Voters Network, Video Game Voter Network. Our games, our rights. increasingly important as we're dealing with issues like net neutrality and consumer rights in regards to video games. From Inex, the company that makes the Super Retro Trio, another classic cartridge-based game system that lets you play NES, Super Nintendo, and Genesis games. It doesn't do HDMI out, but it's cool and it's like 70 bucks. Need a little stylus and it's a pen. Nothing really special. I was trying to play some Super Smash Bros. In Nintendo's booth, and I suck at it, which is why I didn't earn the shirt, but I got this little clip-on rubber fire flower thingy. And one more thing from Snail Games, an Age of Wushu handkerchief. So, that's nice. Got that going for me.